Hey everybody, it's Levi Clay and we're back again for another round of 20 questions. I've got a guitar player in mind and I want these guys to work out who it is. Hopefully you can work out who it is as well. And once we've got that, we will have a conversation about said guitar player and see what we all think of them. So, Kenny.
Okay. Is it a man?
It's a man.
Your favourite question?
It's my favourite question.
So what's what he does on Tinder. Is it a man?
Solo act?
Initially, yeah. Initially.
Okay.
It's where it started and there's a band now, yeah.
Rock band?
In the rock vein, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So be more specific. Blues?
It's got that in there as well, yeah.
Do you play a Telecaster?
He does not play a Telecaster, no.
Let's not go down that road.
I just thought I had it.
Like famous within the last 10 years?
Yeah. Yeah. Been around, definitely been around longer, but within the last 10 years, sort of, yeah, picked up traction.
Okay.
Okay.
Does he play a Fender?
No.
Still active?
Still active.
Did he used to play a Sir?
He did used to play a Sir.
Okay. Does he have wild, crazy hair?
Yeah.
It's not me.
Is he worshipped as some sort of demigod?
That is where the subject of conversation will come in. Seems like you've worked it out, Lyle. Who is
Is he
it?
Guthrie Govan?
It is Guthrie Govan. You really jumped in quick on that
Govan.
one.
I thought it was Jennifer Batten.
No.
Again?
One day it's going to be.
Hence my man question every week. I'll try and get this.
Okay, so Guthrie, I assume we're all fans. We all love his playing.
Yes.
How can you not? He's fantastic. But Mike's comment was very interesting. You said worshipped like a demigod. Talk to me more about that. What do you mean?
Well, everybody and their granny that's ever heard Erotic Cakes has went, oh my god, he's the best in the world ever! Which is fair play because he's amazing.
Yeah. Do you not think it's tragic though that that album came out in what 2005, I believe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it took tail end of 2006 till anyone gave a shit. I remember getting excited before Erotic Cakes came out. I mean, I'd actually been given the demo tapes of it years ago on cassette, like when I was in college, and I listened to it and went, don't like it. I wasn't into the fusion thing back then.
Yeah.
But in the lead up to Erotic Cakes coming out, I was genuinely quite excited, and I remember telling people, this album's coming out, go check it out. No one cared. But
I
now,
don't think that's his fault though, I think that's more
Of course
exposure. And
of course not.
Nobody really knew who Guthrie was until Jam Track's Intro came along.
that's what I
Yes.
was going to say, it was his public, I don't even know how to say it, not his persona, but like his profile.
Oh, well, I'm definitely not
Yeah.
criticising him. Like,
No, of course not.
He's been a diamond. If anything, he shot himself in the foot over the years. I think with his hatred of YouTube, or people filming his stuff.
You
Because
can't afford to be like that nowadays.
yeah, ironically, for his position, I don't think anybody would really argue that it was those Jam Tech Central videos of Fives and the Larry Carlton
That
Jam
was what.
that shot it into mega relevance.
100,000%.
And I'll be honest
That's
with you.
That's what got him. Like that still is what get
Yeah.
him gigs. Like the aristocrats.
Well, and being awesome.
Yeah, but I mean that's how people know who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because being awesome isn't enough.
I remember one of his videos actually, and obviously if you were just a music fan rather than being a guitar study, if you like, and he actually done the styles of all these different players, and I think that was I don't know.
2003.
Yeah, that was. I think that was the big one where people were like, "Well, what kind of player is he if he can do all these different styles and do them pitch perfect?"
Was that the
almost,
award
you know?
winner's jam or something,
I
wasn't
can't
it?
remember what it's
Yeah,
called, but
That
it
was
was
fantastic to be fair.
I'm guessing it was something like 20 guitar players, and it
Yeah.
was he went through every style and went, "This is how you play like such and such," and he nailed
It's
it in every one, you know.
It's a Guitar Techniques thing. So
Yeah.
I remember buying the magazine
Yeah.
the week it came out, and that was, well, I mean I knew who Guthrie was through the Guitar Techniques magazine. Do you know? But that was my introduction to him
Yeah.
being a shit hot player.
I remember all
Yeah.
those solo in school articles he had in Guitar
Yeah.
Techniques, and they were just like him and Sean Baxter.
Well,
I was just like,
I was just about to say he's like he's today's Sean Baxter.
Yeah.
And it's well, that's a bit unfair on Sean. But
there's
you know
more-
what I mean?
It's interesting that he has got such a long history. Like he has been on the scene for so long, so
Well, he
long.
was Guitarist of the Year in '93, was it?
Yep. And then he's been playing with the Fellowship for years. Have you seen the Fellowship?
I have.
At Monkey Fest, I would imagine.
One of the few gigs I've ever left.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, why?
I got so bored.
Lyle is not
I-
Mr. Jazz.
I
I can
l-
confidently say that.
I love Guthrie.
Mm-hmm.
I love him. But the Fellowship gig, I got to the point where, okay, we'll get it. We know how this is going to work. The guitar player and the sax player are going to trade solos for 600 bars in the middle of a 4-bar melody. Fucking, he's a tune.
Yeah.
So it's tragic because actually the Fellowship aspect of Guthrie is, for me, the best stuff he's ever done. I used to live not too far down the road, so I'd go see him every week, see the Fellowship thing doing their thing, and it just really got that passion in that genre, because I could see them every week and they play the same songs pretty much, new songs here and there, and every week it would just be a different gig, and just absolutely fucking terrified by it, and that is terrifying.
Just one eye open. Like.
I almost to the point where I wish people could see it as well. There's that CD that's floating around, and what I'm gonna do is highlight how many of our viewers are pirates. You've all got the Fellowship CD, right? There's not one
There's a
Fellowship
CD?
There's 2 Fellowship CDs. They're actually released physically on CDs. I have both of those CDs. Then I think it was the band sort of compiled the 2 and put them online, or leaked it online, and people have downloaded that. But there's actually 2 Fellowship albums. Yeah, but they're not great. They're good, but they're very old.
I think that's my point I was going to come on to. I know we all agreed he was a good player and he's good at the beginning, but I have to be right there and honest and break myself on the internet already. I'm really not a fan of Guthrie Gowan's music. I'm not. And what I mean by that is
the
like,
only one.
I'm just what you described in like going to see like a gig and you've seen 600 bars of like him trading off with the saxophone player. It's just not my bag, you know. But however, when I do see him when he's really on it, but I watched a lot of the Steve Wilson stuff recently, and I just thought, man,
now we're talking.
and that's what I like Guthrie, you know, and I just think that was out of this world, some of that stuff, and for me that's what I liked him doing, but I mean obviously there's no doubt he's an amazing player, but his tastes probably I'm not a big fan of his music, and it's quite strange because for me even saying that there'll be people going, you're just a nutcase, you just don't know anything, go and chuck yourself down the well, you know.
But isn't that's the problem, right? So we're all sitting here saying we love and respect him as a player, but do we think that he's been put on too much of a pedestal now? Maybe not by him; he's not put himself there, but by listeners.
I understand his hate of YouTube because it's given a lot of people who are his fans a false impression, I think, of who Guthrie is as a player, because there are so many people love Guthrie because they've watched the Jam Track Central videos, and because they've watched the Total Guitar, how to bend strings stuff, and all that, and they think, oh, this guy's great, and they've never actually listened to any of his music, because Guthrie doesn't really, I mean, he said himself he doesn't want to be known as a guitar player as such. It's what he does, and it's unavoidable, but he doesn't want to be known for how great a guitarist he was. And I think people put him on the pedestal because they go, oh my god, chops. That's it. Is
it just me though, or do people miss why he's so good? Obviously he's got chops, he has ridiculous chops. There are tons of people that have ridiculous chops though. Like you go back to the 90s and guys like Scott Michoud could fucking play, like really fucking play. But what Guthrie does have that these guys don't have as much of is the phrasing and the vibe, right? He's got like great slide players in his phrasing. There's Derek Trucks in the way he plays, there's Jimmy Herring in the way he plays.
Guthrie has balls in his playing, which is where so many shredders, which I don't consider Guthrie one, but so many guitarists go chops, 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 chops technique, and there's fuck all there. There's nothing, like, it's scratch the surface and you have literally, 20 hours a day wasted in a bedroom learning technique. You don't have expression, you don't have phrasing, you don't have, it's maybe a bit of a generalisation, somebody will tell me it is, but Guthrie has
soul,
everything. He has soul that is something so many players don't have, because I've seen Guthrie about 6 or 7 times live, and I will point out I do actually really like the Fellowship. Just that day they were not on it.
I've seen them on times like that where I've been like, no, this is
I know there
That's why I like the jazz thing.
And I know there was a lot of trouble with the gig that day and the organisers, and a lot of hassle they had. They weren't feeling it. They all wanted to go home. Yeah. Moving on.
But talking about the big package there, I think he even tries to get that out, because I remember him not specifically. I don't know if it would details it in every videos, but I'm pretty sure he's obviously talked about Jimi Hendrix being a big influence. And the way that he goes back and breaking it down and going, you used to have lead players, and you had that kind of. I know we shouldn't be, but we did have that kind of standard of they're the lead player, there's a rhythm player, and Jimmy was one of the first guys to go, I'm going to start putting leads into my rhythm and stuff like that. And you get a lot of that in Guthrie's playing, and I think that's really what he's trying to get across. Look, I'm a guy who's going to be sticking in, this is me imaginative and the way I play, I'm going to be the whole package on one guitar as one body, that's quite cool.
I like the word imaginative.
Yeah.
That man is imaginative.
Yeah, so
So I couldn't help but paste in that solo there just because it's utterly ridiculous. Again, it's imaginative, it's creative. He's just one of the most imaginative and creative players that I can think of. There's guys like Bumblefoot and what that are ridiculously creative, but Guthrie seems to have taken it in the popular. It's almost like it's latched on with the public. The public get that he's creative and they enjoy him being a madman and doing all these mad things. What do you think?
He fits the look as well as the persona.
Yeah.
Don't mean that by any disrespect for him, but yeah.
He's got the mad scientist look about him. Fuck off.
Guthrie Bunyan.
That's going to catch now, isn't
Yeah,
it?
hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Oh God.
So
We're all dicks and I hate you.
let's just go around then. So what would you say your favourite thing he's done is then?
Rock Cakes.
All right, really?
I love that album.
I'm not a fan.
Particularly Eric. That song
Eric's
is amazing.
beautiful, but not written for the album, was it?
Doesn't matter.
My problem with Erotic Cakes, not a problem, it's just it seems like someone's first solo album. It's let me show you what I can do. Here's a song in 5, call it 5. Here's a song in 7, call it 7.
Yeah, but
Here's
the
a
thing is,
country
they're
song.
good songs in 5 and they're good songs in 7.
You think?
I like them.
I'm not a fan.
It's not mechanical, it's musical.
Yeah.
There's good groove to it.
Whereas to me, some of the Aristocrats is a bit mechanical.
Okay, technical for the sake of being technical, I think.
Who are you a fan of?
The Raven refused to sing.
Yeah,
Stephen
actually.
Wilson just fucking went,
Yeah.
cool, let's get everybody that's amazing, that's ever been really good at anything, and we'll get them this album.
Actually, I'll change mine.
Change your vote.
The Stephen Wilson stuff because
Different planet.
I'll be honest with you, I'm going to be. I was hoping nobody else was going to mention it because I was going to go straight in with the Steve Wilson one because that video where he's got the black and white, they're in the studio, you get the feeling, you get the vibe. But let's be honest.
Regret number 9.
Let's be honest. At the moment, for a long time, when you went Guthrie Govan, the first thing you wanted to do was jump on YouTube and click that video, and it probably will be
Still
like
is.
that.
Yeah.
Still be like that for a long time. For many years to come, people will be like, Guthrie who? And they click on that video and go, I'm going to have to watch that many times in my life.
Yeah.
Is it Drive Home that's the last track on Raven Refused to Sing?
No, it's Raven Refused to Sing.
Yeah.
Drive Home's the one with the big solo in it.
That's the one I'm on about. That's just... just like 2.5 minutes of what is going on in my life.
It's just...
Poor Guthrie will be like that. What about my own music, guys? Come on, leave me alone.
So here's my last question that I'll pose to you. How do you feel about the pedestal that he's been put on? And what I mean by that is, he played a Suhr guitar, so anybody that played a Suhr guitar must sound like Guthrie. To a lot of people, Guthrie invented fusion in 2006. They hear someone doing chromatic encircling, and it's like, oh, you like Guthrie, do you? And it's like, no, I like Dizzy Gillespie actually. Oh, I've not heard his stuff. Is he any good? Did he play with Guthrie?
Guthrie brought so much of that stuff to an audience that had never and would never have heard it.
Yep.
Which is why I completely understand why he's been put on the pedestal. I don't think it's a bad thing.
Okay.
It's not necessarily great, but I don't think it's doing any harm, really.
It's done players like Martin Miller, who I'm referencing again, or anyone that owns a Suhr harm, in the sense that Martin's been written off so many times by comments on YouTube going, oh, cool, yeah, very Guthrie. It doesn't sound like Guthrie at all.
Yeah, but there's
Chromatic passing tones.
there's
Sounds
always
like Guthrie.
there's always going to be a minority of people who try and associate something by what they see.
Yep.
I don't think that's
You said you're not just doing the Yngwie Malmsteen thing where it's just minor sweeps, etc. You're Guthrie Govan.
It's like, oh look, I'm holding the Telecaster, therefore I am a country player.
Just a cunt.
Yeah, exactly. I am a cunt player.
A country player. Okay.
Country player.
I like it. Yeah. Cool.
I walked right into that one. Bunch of dicks.
Yeah, I also find it really funny that you talk about like people just judge things by what they see, or whatever it was you said about Guthrie and Fusion, and then you're sat here essentially looking like a Guthrie tribute act. So.
And yeah, I'm not, but you're going to judge me as a Guthrie tribute act because
I had a Guthrie signature
because
guitar.
I look like 20th rate, not even 10th rate. I look like 20th rate Guthrie going with the ability of a 30th rate one.
Low budget Guthrie.
Low budgement.
Low Budgement Day. If you've not seen Low Budgement Day, go watch Low Budgement Day.
Is that actually a
Budget
thing?
Guthrie.
It wasn't just you.
Yeah.
Oh God.
You'll see it one day.
Okay, he'll see it later while I'm editing these together. There you go, guys. What do you think about Guthrie Govan? Let us know your favourite Guthrie moment when you first heard Guthrie, and if you managed to work out that was Guthrie. I think it was pretty obvious when I turned around and said, well, he was initially solo, but he's sort of got a band now. I think that was a bit of a dead giveaway. And as always, do drop a comment, little bastard. Do drop a comment with whatever artist you think that we should feature on an upcoming 20 questions. Thanks.
I'll kill you.
Bloody dogs.